I'm back in Wellington. I am editing my vlog rather than do all the work I have to do. But there was a lot I didn't film because I was staying in like various people's houses and hostels and stuff, so I couldn't really talk. So I'm gonna narrate it now and tell you about my week. Yay! First I flew to Auckland, and then Bella picked me up from the airport, and then we drove to her house. I have clips of that.
Although on the way down here, there was one that was absolutely pumping it down the hill.
And then that was when I learned that there was a cyclone coming while I was up there. So basically it rained the entire time, which was so cool. Like Bella originally had this like day trip plan. She was gonna take me up to various parts of like Northland and stuff, but it was a cyclone. So that didn't happen. And like honestly it wasn't that bad of weather than considering like what I thought, but it was still raining and very windy the entire time. Like my last day there, the power went out for many hours. Yay. But it was still fun. I got to see stuff up there. Her house is really nice. She lives on a farm. I got to meet her horses. Got over my horse fear. I pet a horse on the snout and it did not bite me. Hell yeah. So that was cool. Hung out with her dog a lot. Me and Juno, best friends. Me and that dog, I literally would just sit there petting her for like an hour, and then she just like, if I stopped petting her, she'd look at me like, what the hell? Keep petting me. And so I did. We went to the Kiwi house, which is up there. So I met my first Kiwi. I didn't meet him, I saw him through the glass. But they're nocturnal, so it's really dark in there, so I couldn't vlog. But literally we stood there for about 20 minutes just staring into this like dark little enclosure, not seeing a damn thing. But eventually we heard them like scream, and then one popped out and he was poking around with his little beak. They're very weird looking. They look more like rodents than birds. Like, I don't know, I've seen so many pictures of them, but like they're just sort of like a walking like ball with like a really pointy snout. But that was cool. Got to see the Kiwis. And then there was like a little museum and like some other little creatures in there. Look at him go.
Oh no!
Come on, bud, you got it. Clap. Oh, I'm like worried for him. I feel like he's gonna fall. Come on. Move those legs. Oh! Oh my god! Okay, you got it.
He's a friend there too. Why are they both on the roof? He's behind the light there.
Oh, alright. Movement.
Oh, look at him.
Look at him. Oh! No!
Got him.
Where did he go?
He's landed on the branch. He's fine. He's up there.
Oh, there's three of them, because there's also one guy in there. Like, all the way in the corner.
Oh, I see.
Guys, don't worry. He's
fine.
hanging on.
Yeah, he's fine.
And this guy up there, he's doing great. Look at him go. Wow. Forest gecko. Okay, trigger warning, locusts. Look at him go. It's so awful. They escape. Big guy. But we did still see some other stuff too. Like she took me to this little like hiking spot where there are these cora trees, which are these really, really huge old trees. Insert picture Okay. They are just like really old, and they had this gum, so I guess a lot of them got cut down, but they're really slow growing. So it's like illegal to cut them down now, I'm pretty sure. They were really cool, huge ass trees. Love those. And they only grew up there, so that was really cool. Yeah, and then I took the bus back down to Auckland, which is kind of honestly lovely. I love to take the bus because I just get to look out the window and look at all the pretty things. All kinds of crazy hills up there, really. Like, it definitely feels like Lord of the Rings and all those little hills. I'm like, yeah, if I was a hobbit, I'd build a house in one of those things too. They look cozy. And like, while I've been in the city, I haven't really seen a lot of, you know, landscape and animals and stuff. A lot of cows and sheep. More cows and sheep up there, but later on in the week when I get to the South Island, so many sheep. I probably saw thousands of sheep. I don't even know. There were so many sheep. I thought they were exaggerating with the amount of sheep that they were talking about. They were not. Yeah, so then I went to Auckland and I stayed in a hostel for one night. Good morning. It's my first full day in Auckland. The plan is to go get a little coffee and some food somewhere, and then I'm gonna go to the Auckland Art Gallery, which I honestly have no idea what's in there, but art, love it. And then I think I'm gonna walk around, maybe try to find like some thrift stores, maybe like a bookstore, because I forgot my book, which is really annoying. So I want to find a book, even though I have like no room to have anything else in my suitcase. I'm gonna try to find a book anyway. And then I'm going to Steph's aunt's house, which is like, I think an hour away by bus. Not really sure. Hopefully my hostel can hold my luggage for a while, so I don't have to put it in like a locker somewhere, because I think that's gonna be expensive. We'll see. Yeah, it's not raining as of right now. It's still pretty cloudy, but it's not pouring, and that's huge, because it's just been downpouring for days. So I'd love to not get soaked for once today. Finally have actual bangs again. My bangs have been looking like shit for days because the water just gone. So yeah, I'm hoping it keeps that up, and then I'm hoping tomorrow it'll be nicer out. I'm thinking of maybe hiking up Mount Eden, and then also going to these like winter gardens, which I think are inside. There's also some botanical gardens here, which I want to go to, but they're really far away, so I don't know if I'll get to it, but that's the plan. Yeah, I definitely feel like, I don't know, Auckland seems more New York, Boston-esque than Wellington. A lot more like big buildings, stuff like that. It's definitely a bigger city, which is interesting. But I do sort of understand why people were talking shit about it a little bit. But maybe that's just because I was walking around last night and I was feeling a little nervous because I was by myself. I don't know. We'll see how things change today if I feel more positively after my little coffee and art garden experience. I don't know. I went to this coffee shop and I got an almond croissant, which was so good. I had many almond croissants over the week, but that was the best one. And then they made me a deconstructed latte, which is not, I didn't realize that was happening when I ordered it, and then they brought it over to me and it was like all these little things. Just seems like a lot of excess dishes for them to do, but hey, I'm not working there, I guess, so it's fine. And then also there was a little like basically shot glass of what I thought was water, because it was like, you know, you had your espresso shot, and I thought that like sometimes when people just drink espresso like by itself, they have a little bit of water afterwards, and I was like, oh, maybe it's that, and I just took a little sip, a little whoop. It was fully liquid sugar, so I did take a shot of that. I like a hummingbird. I mean, it wasn't bad, it was sugar water, but probably not great for me. And then I went to the art gallery, That was cool. I bought a bunch of postcards there because there were like 10 for $10 maybe. And so once I figure out how to mail, you should all expect some postcards. And then I just walked around for a while, went to the little waterfront where it was incredibly windy. And then I went to my friend's aunt's house, who very lovingly took me in, even though she had never met me before. But she was so lovely. She, just let me stay in her house and made me dinner, and she was so sweet. So that was great. Welcome back to Dog with a vlog, if you will. Look at him. Yeah. You're so good at this. Toes could never. Oh. Yes. Oh. And then the next day I went to the aquarium, which was so packed, which is my own fault, I guess, for going on a Saturday, and particularly because this was like Easter weekend. My whole trip was very busy, which I didn't really think about when I booked this, but what can you do? But the aquarium is cool. It's like underwater, which was a little freaky, but it was cool because you get to go like in this tube basically, and like sharks and stingrays are like swimming above your head, which was cool. And yeah, it was fun. I took a lot of clips of the aquarium. It's no Mystic Aquarium or Boston Aquarium with Blanche Banana. I wish you all could come to the aquarium with me. And then the next day I had a flight at 6:40 in the morning. So I had to get up at 4, which was fun. Yeah, and then I flew to Queenstown, which was the part I was most excited for, because it's down in the South Island, and so it's where all these gigantic and mountains are, which is really cool. And so I was really excited for that. That was like one of the main reasons I came to New Zealand, was to see stuff down there. So the first day I arrived like at 8:30 in the morning, so I just like got to walk around the gardens. It was really pretty. Went into some shops and learned that everything's really expensive there. They call it Queenstown apparently because you have to be royalty to be able to afford anything there. It was crazy. So I just spent money on food and nothing else. And even that was expensive. And the next day I went to Milford Sound, which I was really excited about, and it was really cool. I did a bus cruise tour, which is not something that I would normally choose to do, but because of the giant mountains, you really can't get anywhere unless you rent a car, and you have to be 21 to rent a car in New Zealand, which I am not. And like you can do it, but it's so expensive. It was gonna be $300 for a day for me to rent a car, and the bus tour was $150, so I was like, okay, I'll do that, and I get to go on a boat. So that was cool. It did feel very touristy to be on the bus, but the bus driver was like telling us about stuff, which was cool. Got to learn all about the tectonic plates and stuff, which was fun. Big rock fan over here. Uh, and yeah, so we drove through a couple places and then got to Fjord Lane, which is where all these big mountains are, which is really cool. So you go through a national park, and then there was like this, I guess the biggest field in New Zealand, because they cut down, like European settlers and stuff cut down all these trees to try to make farmland. And then I don't remember what happened there, but it didn't work out. And so, but now there's just this big empty field. So it's like literally just vastness. There was also this little stream, river, something, that the water was like 99.9% clean, so you could just fill your water bottle up with it and drink it, which was really cool. And then we got to actual Milford Sound, which was beautiful. There's like a little airport there because people take planes and helicopters around, which I would love to do. I don't got that kind of money though. But I went on a boat, which is great. Love a boat. And that was like 2 hours, and it took us around Milford Sound. Like it starts off inland, but it is saltwater, and then eventually you go out and it's the Tasman Sea. So I got to see the Tasman Sea, which is cool. Apparently, normally there's seals and dolphins and all kinds of things around, penguins in the wintertime, but I didn't see a damn one of them. Apparently there was a shark in there like a couple weeks ago, and since then the seals have been out of there. So I didn't see anything other than some seagulls, but it's okay because it was still beautiful.
Whatever point the 22, probably up on the roof.
Specifically, there were these two turtle ones, which they were like two turtles kissing. I took a photo. It was really cute. I love it. And then there was this one waterfall that was like spraying water. And you know, the tour guide was saying like, if you get this water on your face, you'll wake up 10 years younger. Now, that didn't happen, because if that did happen to me, I would look 10 years old. But I will say, I woke up and my skin was honestly soft like a baby. So, and then the next day I went on a hike up the mountains, or the mountains like behind my hostel. A lot of the mountains you really can't hike up unless you're a rock climber. Because I guess tectonic plates and stuff, all the mountains are like new. So they're really steep, so you can't really hike them, but this one you could. So it was a hard hike because it was really steep, but it was really pretty. So that was really cool. On the way there was like this place, I think it was called Fairies Meeting Spot or something. There's all these little fairy houses and these rock stacks, which is really cool and cute. And then I hiked up there all the way to the top, and it was beautiful. Like I was above the clouds, like I could see the clouds on the mountains overhead, and it was really awesome. And I took a bunch of photos and videos up there because it was beautiful and I was in awe. Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I'm up on the mountain and the lighting is so beautiful right now. It is so pretty up here. It's so awesome. I love it. It's really crazy that this is like a real place that I am right now. Just like mountain over there, mountain behind me, mountain, big ass lake, crazy. Crazy, insane, but so beautiful, and I'm so happy to be up here, and I feel such joy. It's so nice. I'm listening to my little playlist. It's great. On the day after that, my flight left at like 4, so I had a little bit of time in the morning, and I just walked around and saw the gardens and stuff, which is really pretty. And then I came back here. Hey guys, I was just making dinner and I opened a new cheese, so I was gonna grab a little bag to put my cheese in, and then I grabbed this here rice. I imagine you can already tell what maybe is gonna happen to me, but I picked it up. It says that it was supposed to reseal. It fully did not. This is what we're working with now. It's also in my thing. I love it. I'm falling down. Everything's great. Yay! I just want to eat, and now there's rice all over my